Hello and welcome to an Everything to Guppy event. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always, but only once, for the 300th episode of the Everything to Guppy Binding of Isaac podcast, is my man, a man who has power, who has dignity, who has honor. William Hughes.
This is Florida!
This is... Yep. It's because it's 300. Because we're the fartins.
Can I walk you through the process on that joke?
I feel like I got it, but sure.
No, there's an underlayer.
Okay.
There's an underlayer. Because I thought the joke.
Okay.
I was like, this is too stupid for this episode.
Uh-huh.
But then you did start by introducing me as a man of, like, dignity and honor. And I was like, nope,
Yeah,
need the contrast.
Yep. I really backed you into a corner with that one.
By saying nice things to me.
Now I know how to do that. I'm just like, Will, like you give really great advice and you're very bright. And you're just going to have to be like, come! And it's going to be awesome. Like, anytime I need to just shunt you into the garbage hole, I know how to do it. You know?
The garbage hole is where I live.
300. Look at that. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's, at minimum, that's 3,000 minutes of this show, Gary.
At minimum. Minimum.
I could check pretty easily, but...
Probably way more. Even at minimum, that's 300 minutes of this show. It still seems like a lot.
That's 50 hours, Gary.
It's a lot of hours.
That's 2 days.
That's a lot of hours. 2 days. You can go spend a weekend retreat just listening to Everything to Guppy.
Yeah, Gary, you just went on vacation. Is that what you did?
Yeah, mostly. Emma hated it.
I can't
She's like, I keep telling you I've never played this game. And I'm like, listen, baby, this part's funny.
And your dumb friend seems bad.
And I was just like, no, he's actually nice in real life. Listen. And then,
I swear he has emotional intelligence.
Yeah. And then you go straight into the garbage part. We like to do something very special for our 300th episode around here. Because it only comes once.
Yeah, well, anytime we have a milestone episode.
Mm-hmm. And we know what you're thinking. When are you going to get to challenges? And the answer is 500? When we have the foresight to remember to revisit them before recording.
And I know what you're wondering. When are they going to do cards? That's a big, meaty topic. And the answer is when we're not so tired.
Yeah, when we're not so tired. Like, we're tired. Remember the vacation?
Gary, there's like 30 cards.
It's too many.
Do people not remember how badly Pills went?
Yeah, Pills was really rough, if you guys recall. And the cards, maybe at one point, when it was just the tarot cards, pretty useful. Pretty doable, right?
Yeah, like what are some of these tarot cards you like, Gary?
I don't think we should go through them. we should
Gary, why am I intentionally trying to fuck the episode?
Do the topic as planned, which is, as everyone knows, runes?
Yeah.
And miscellaneous.
Yeah, and 2 other things that would be weird to do a separate for.
Yep. It is time for runes and other. The time is now. Let's go through them, baby. And we're going to start with a rune that's not dear to my heart.
You know, Dana Andrews said prunes gave him the runes. That's for anybody who's a fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay, I didn't.
That's a line from the opening song.
I don't know the Rocky Horror Picture Show quite that well. Even though Duckfest at the world famous Clinton Street Theater, where they oftentimes perform Rocky Horror.
Have I ever talked about my experiences with Rocky Horror?
I think you have, but I think episode 300 is a good time for some Everything to Guppy rewinds.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to... Gary, that would require me to, like, go back and find...
Oh, no, you can just tell me now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You can put, like, an old-timey filter so it sounds like an old episode.
Okay, Gary, I love this. Thank you for finally giving me some editing advice after a year and a half.
Podcaster.
Yeah, I did do Rocky Horror on a stage. Like, the movie would play... This was during college. They would play the movie behind us, and then we would act out in front of it. And it did end with me walking through an auditorium of probably 300 people, wearing nothing but a gold lame cape, black briefs, and fishnets.
Wow.
It was uncharacteristic, let's say.
Uncharacteristic is the word I would have used for that. That didn't sound like my will.
Yeah, well, I was trying to explore different versions of myself and also possibly have sex, which I did not.
I was thinking this was for a girl.
It wasn't for a girl is the thing. It was
for
like
girls in general.
Yeah, just to really let
just
them
for the ladies.
Feast their eyes on the buffet of will.
Dine on this.
Dine on this fat piggy. Oink, oink, oink.
Piggy want to be bacon. You know? That's what, when you look at us, just think two pigs rolling around trying to become pork chops.
God, Gary, would you rather
Pork us, Daddy.
Would you rather be pork chops or bacon?
Ooh. I think I'd rather be a pork chop.
Interesting. I think I'd rather be bacon. People like bacon more. I could maybe end up in some of that bacon gum.
I think the reason why I'd rather be a pork chop is because
bacon caffeine gum.
In this scenario, I have Wolverine-like regeneration powers, and people don't usually eat the bones.
Oh, that's fair.
So I could be a perpetual pork chop.
That's Gary. See, that's the forward planning that gets a team to 300 episodes.
That Wolverine is known for.
He's the best at what he does, and what he does is carefully planning.
How sad would it be if Wolverine had to switch bodies with me?
For him?
Yeah.
He'd be bummed, yeah.
He'd be pretty bummed about it, I feel like. And that would change this podcast a lot. You know, if it was Wolverine and Will Hughes.
So in this scenario, why would he not cancel the show immediately?
I think that maybe he would just, somebody would just tell him it's time to do it, and maybe just for a second he would just do it.
Yeah, we'd get one session in.
Yeah, one session, and he would just, be reading really close up to the screen. You know, because he wouldn't know to put on my glasses. And then he would just be trying to read, and he'd be like, why
is this baby naked?
Yeah, why? You know, and send him into one of his berserker rages. You know? And me, I would just enjoy hanging out with the X-Men. I'd ask him a lot of questions, what really happened when you fought Eric the Red? Because that whole thing was kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, why is Wolverine asking so many questions about Joseph?
Yeah, he's just like, hey, where's Maggot at? Hey guys, did Maggot die in M-Day? Was he part of the decimation, or is he around?
Also, you ever notice that the decimation actually, decimation is only supposed to kill 10%.
I feel like if you say that in that world, it's the equivalent of saying the N-word.
Oh, wow.
Because it's such a big tragedy to them that the person who points out the semantics of the term, probably gets pretty rolled pretty seriously.
That's fair.
In that world.
Hagalaz!
Not near and dear to my heart. This is a big N.
Yeah, this might be the worst rune. We started with the worst one.
Well, that's good, though, because it's only up from here. I think this is the worst rune. This destroys all breakable objects in the room.
Yeah, Gary, I'm worried, though, because the next one is the best one, and then we're just going to be floating in these middle.
There's a bunch of middle ones I think are good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about those. So this is only really useful if you're breaking a tinted rock. Or sometimes to get some coins or something.
There's almost no good use case where you're holding on to this.
Yeah. And it feels like it shows up all the time.
Yeah, we should say runes are purplish crystals.
Mm-hmm.
They were added in Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
They are, for the most part, I think all unlocked by doing challenges.
Yes. Yep. So you can really tailor how powerful your games of Isaac will be in total by choosing which ones you choose to unlock.
Yeah, and they have two different appearances. There are the left-pointing runes and the right-pointing runes.
Yep. We're talking about the left-pointing runes first.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about Hagalaz. Let's get on to the bad boy.
Oh, wait, Gary.
Oh?
It sounds a bit like Haagen-Dazs.
It does. Hagalaz. Also, the streamer known as Northern Lion, that me and Brayton watch, who does a bunch of Isaac, always does the Tim and Eric, good news, Hagalaz rune, when he picks it up.
Okay.
Like cigarette juice.
Okay, you know what, Gary? Any deep cut Tim and Eric thing is going to go over my head. Unless it's Shrimp.
Unless it's what?
Shrimp.
Oh, okay, Shrimp.
Which isn't that deep cut because it was in a movie.
Yeah, and in the trailers of that movie as well. They ruined the secret of the Shrimp.
Do they?
I guess they talk up Shrimp a lot. I felt like there's a later trailer where it definitely showed 4 boys sitting on the edge of a toilet or a bathtub. The boys only eat the softest meat. Let's get on to Jera.
God, Ray Wise, so good.
He's really good in that. He's really good. Jera, or Jera.
The Game Breaker.
The Game Breaker, baby. These all have messages when you pick out Hagalaz's destruction. This is abundance.
So what this does is, when you use it, it doubles every pickup and chest on the floor except for
in the room.
In the room, sorry.
Yeah.
Except for trinkets and other Jera.
Yes. Which means it copies a chest. If that chest would have an item in it, the new chest will also have an item in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just phenomenal.
Yeah, this is already very good, even before you factor in the fact that the game technically counts runes as cards, which means that blank card, which lets you use item charge to recreate a card effect, works with Jera.
Yep.
Hi, that's your run. That's everything. That's broken.
Yep, you can now wait until you have a room with, some coins or whatever, or a battery specifically.
Yeah, one battery. One
battery will allow you to get unlimited of whatever else is in the room. Or if you're willing to walk back and forth, anything else that's on the floor.
Spirit hearts, money.
Yep.
If you get this and restock for the shops, that's a broken run.
Yep. Along with, it's like the same thing as getting 2 Steam sales, but it's more common. It's a good reason to pick up blank card and hold on to it. It's a good reason to hold on to a Jera rune, even. It's just like, maybe I'll get blank card. Because blank card, not super rare. It feels like. I feel like I get blank card with some frequency.
It's in the shop, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then, also, we mentioned people can kind of tune their rune selection. This is attached to one of the easiest challenges. And is incredibly powerful. So a lot of, kind of a power gaming way to, handle the early runs of Isaac is, okay, just do this one challenge. So that anytime you get a rune, it'll be Jera.
And, and the game doesn't, weight things. It's not like Jera, it considers runes to be cards, but if the game is going to drop a rune, it will drop a rune classified item. They're, it feels like they're on a different table.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just, because, and they're definitely on a different table because there are areas where just runes will appear. There are, devil rooms where there'll be a rune. There. So pretty easy to do that and getting unlimited copies of things. And even if you don't get unlimited copies, just carrying one of these into the chest, doubling your chest items just feels so good.
Yep. That means you're getting 8 items at the start of the chest instead of just the 4.
Yep. Just really phenomenal. Very fun. Always welcome.
Yeah. This is how you can, if you've ever seen someone in the first room of the chest with, literally no room to walk because of chests.
Yep.
And items. This is it.
This is it.
Oh, and you'll have infinite keys, too, because you're doubling keys, too, probably.
Yeah. You're probably, they're just those dream rooms where it's oh, yeah, this is the room to double shit in. And just get so much. Incredibly fun for greed mode as well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Really, really great thing to get. It's a good reason not to pick up the money. You do all the waves of greed mode, and then you go into the Devil Deal room, which oftentimes has 2 runes in it. One of them might be this, and you just double all that money. And it just gives you a huge leg up.
It's one of those things where Isaac will let you break it in really interesting, fun ways.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
It stinks. Love it.
Oh, I thought you're done with the next rune, which might actually be the worst one. We were saying that Hagalaz is the worst one, but Awaz is pretty bad.
Yeah, passage.
This opens up a trapdoor to the next floor.
Yeah, which I feel like we've talked about shovel, I think.
I think so.
Skipping levels in this game isn't good.
No, the only thing that's good about this is you have about an 8% chance to get a trapdoor that goes into a crawl space or a black market. Those are really, really powerful, or can be. A trapdoor can just have 3 coins in it or whatever, but a black market is a very, a run-defining event. It's really rare.
Yeah.
If things are going well, you can make that really cool.
But just jumping to the next floor is not exciting unless you are trying to get around the fact that you don't have items to get to say Sheol yet.
Or sometimes I will skip if I have a run that is either really powerful or really fraught. I've skipped the Womb 1.
Yeah.
Before, because there's no item rooms. I just don't want to really go through it. I just want to get to the boss. Or, get to the end. I've done that before. There are some things there are some use cases for it, but not very many.
I still think this is better than Hagalaz, because Hagalaz does nothing.
Yeah. It's probably, to me, they're about the same. This does nothing 92% of the time, for me. Something I don't want.
Yeah, but Hagalaz does nothing 100% of the time.
I don't think, that's not quite true. Sometimes you get a tinted rock. Sometimes you know.
Gary, we're 300 episodes in. Why can't we just agree for about one fucking thing?
I don't, maybe I'll see you in episode 600.
Okay, yeah, that's a good compromise.
And we'll agree then. Finally, rounding out the left point.
We'll agreed mode then. We already did agreed mode.
Okay. It's true. A pretty good one. And a unique effect in the game.
Yes.
Dagaz. Which, the kind of lowercase E effect, the thing that makes it always welcome is it always gives you a soul heart.
Which is great. Purity.
Yeah, purity. What's really cool about it, though, is it removes any curse on the floor.
Yeah, we have not talked about... Gary, we could have done curses today. That would have been easy. Fuck.
Fuck, that would have made a lot of sense. Yeah. Time for 500, baby. So, yep. See you guys in a year and a half.
Yeah.
We'll be here for curses. It obviously cannot remove curse of the largeness curse or the XL floor curse.
But it can get rid of Curse of the Maze,
which I love, and then get rid of curse of blindness or whatever, the one that lets you not see what items you're getting.
Yeah,
which is my least favorite curse.
Like, if you don't have a better option for your card slot, Digaz is a great one to carry with you.
Yep, and just hold on to it in case you need the HP. It's like, in Magic terms, it's like a cantrip. It's very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Love this.
Oh,
love
like
this
a card you can't tear apart?
Yes.
I made that joke in the Slack. It made me happy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gary,
are you ready?
We've been waiting for it.
Right
pointing runes.
Ready for right pointing runes, baby. I can't wait until we get to other dude. A pretty good rune. Anzus.
Yeah, this is named after my childhood dentist, Dr. Wade Anschutz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Edmund knew that, but good
and
on
much
ya.
like that dentist, this allows vision. Those famous doctors of the eyes.
The dentists.
The dentist.
Well, eye teeth. Eye teeth is a thing.
That is a phrase.
Yeah, I think it's a thing even.
Eye teeth? Yeah, I think probably.
Let's look it up.
Okay. What this does...
Oh, that's not a name for your canine teeth. Especially
okay.
one in the upper jaw.
It's a way worse name.
Probably because it goes straight down from the eye.
But like canine makes way more sense.
But I'm not a dog, Gary. I'm a piggy. Oink, oink.
Piggies have canine teeth.
Do they?
I think so. I think they got those bottom canines.
Pig teeth. Having some good Google search terms today.
Wow, pig
don't have good teeth.
Yeah? Pig don't have good teeth?
Okay. You know what, Gary? You're absolutely fucking right. I'm on a page labeled Dental Anatomy of Pigs.
Yep.
Looking at the dental formulae for the deciduous and permanent teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They got canines.
Told you.
They got canines, premolars, molars, incisors.
Do you know how I know that?
How do you know that, Gary?
Willow.
Fuck
Bam!
Fuck you.
It educates and entertains.
Gary, do you know that in boars, the canine teeth are also known as tusks?
I did know that, actually.
Fuck.
Willow 2, baby. So this lets you see the entire floor. We love mapping on this show.
Yeah.
This is great.
We also love Mappy.
I actually do love Mappy. It's one of my favorite like old timey arcade games. Yeah.
What? Why?
I think it's fun.
Have you what fuck you?
I like Mappy. What are you like? You're killing dogs with doors. What's not to like?
Okay, are you talking about the arcade or the NES version?
I'm thinking about the arcade version.
Okay, because I only ever played the NES version.
I don't know that I played that one, so maybe that's bad.
It's more ambitious without being like good.
Okay, I mean it's just a thing that I will put a quarter into in an arcade like 9 times out of 10.
You know, I'm thinking
Mappy
Mappy Land. Mappy Land.
Gotcha. Yeah, Mappy's fun. You kill dogs with doors.
Yeah, just as we all dream of doing and are definitely
John
not
Wick
terrified
after John
of.
Wick. Yeah, like just creating Wick after Wick. Baba after Yaga. The worst thing about Anzus is like if you already have mapping, like sometimes it's redundant.
Yeah. Speaking of, although this one's always good because
this is great,
battery exists.
Yeah, battery and just kind of like a spare. This is Perthrow.
Kind of looks like a squiggly C.
Yeah, a special C. Change, which re-rolls all the items in the room.
Yeah, it's the D6. It's a one-use D6.
Which is great. Like just having, even if you have the D6, you know, like you use the D6, you re-rolled it, it's not something you want. There's a little spare, you know?
Congratulations to Gwillem, who recently unlocked the D6.
Go Willem. Congrats.
Gwillem.
What?
Gwillem.
Lillem.
Gwillem.
Blim?
Gwillem.
Willem?
Shrim.
I think I said Willem the first time. And I was corrected for it. So I can
Gwillem with a G, Gary. Say the G. Hard G.
Gwillem.
Gwill.
Okay, you say the hard G so I can repeat what you're saying. I think it's actually Gwylem.
Fuck you.
What do you got to say about old Bricano?
That I always use it and never like it.
Yeah, you just use it as soon as you get it.
Bricano's boring. It's a bee, companionship, summons 3 friendly blue flies and 3 friendly blue spiders. In other words, about 12 tiers worth of damage. Yeah.
So it's not, still worth having. Just not great.
Yeah. It's only bad as a value proposition when stacked up against Jera or Dagaz.
Yes. Or, even, there's some other things are, per throw, way better.
Or the one we're about to do.
Alga's resistance, which gives you the longest lasting invincibility.
Game. I used to think this was bad because shields are kind of boring in this game. 30 seconds.
Yeah. And you get this with Tarot Cloth and it lasts for 60 seconds.
You can do so much in a boss fight with 60 seconds of complete invincibility.
Yeah, it's so good. You can run out any blood donation machine. You could run out any devil beggar. It's great. Alga's rune is extremely strong.
Yeah. That's another one. At some point, basically, in your run, you're like, when can I get rid of the Jera? If you're going for Hush or Delirium, you're like, when do I swap out Jera for Alga's, if I can?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Blink rune.
Weird one.
I don't super care for this.
I do not either.
Yeah. It gives you a random rune effect. Excludes the black rune, which we'll talk about next. And has a 25% chance to just give you another blank rune.
I just don't see the point.
Yeah. I've definitely had this before, and then it's I got 2 Awaz runes in a row, and then a Bricano, and then it went away.
For a game that puts as much of its joys in the hands of the RNG, actual randomness in this game is no fun.
Yeah, you're right.
Intentionality is good, randomness is bad.
Yep, the randomness should be a first order choice, when you what you get, and then the actual effect of what you get should be the same.
All right, and then finally we have the Black Rune.
I love the Black Rune.
It's weird.
It's one of my favorites, actually. I love it. Black Rune, so it does 40 damage to everything in the room, that's the same as Necronomicon. Who cares? Consumes all pickups in the room and turns them into blue flies and spiders. Who cares? The cool thing is it does the same thing that the Void item does for all items, in that it takes items and items on pedestals and turns them into random stat upgrades. Per item.
Which is an effect you find infinitely more interesting than I do.
I really do. I think that's something that launders all the bad passives in the game into something that's inarguably at least not harmful.
Yeah, range upgrades.
But also damage upgrades and tiers upgrades and luck upgrades. And it's per item. So if you use it on one, at the very least it's I don't have to feel bad about leaving behind this shitty thing. This doesn't just work on passives. This works on everything. So I have the D6 and the first treasure room. I have the unicorn horn. I don't want that. So I might as well get a random stat up. But also I went to the, boss rush. All these things are crappy. I'm going to get 4 stat ups and teleport out. Things like that are very appealing to me.
Yeah. It saves Gary from FOMO.
It does it totally saves me from FOMO, which is a big thing when I play any of these games. There is just a real, I'm not in this place now when I'm not in a great mental health place and I need to, win games of Isaac and I'm playing Isaac. If I do the first, the second floor and I don't get any keys and I have to leave an item room and a library behind.
Yeah.
I reset the run.
Yeah. That's very dispiriting.
Yeah. I don't do it now, but I've been and just that kind of FOMO, the first 2 floors had nothing that I want. So I have to do the 3rd floor with base damage and tier rate. This sucks. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's a journey into depression.
And the Black Rune saves you from it. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah. I think it's meh.
Yeah.
Because, Gary, I live on my journey into depression.
Yeah. Whereas I'm still trying to avoid it. You are a piggy rolling around in the depressive slop, and I am some pig.
Gary, could you not try to seduce me on the podcast?
Huh?
With this sweet talking.
I won't stop, and I can't stop. And in this scenario, you're a dirty pig from down where, maybe you work down by the engines or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm an uptown pig that got on the Titanic because of a certain spider.
Gary, can we change it to a Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the Snowpiercer crash?
I mean, at the end, spoilers.
Okay, as long as there's like a section for our weird pig heart to go on, you know.
Oh yeah, and then I sink into the snow, Gary. I don't know where we're going with this. Other items.
You've been waiting for other. People who have been waiting for episode 300 are like, I can't wait until Everything to Guppy gets to other. It's time for other, baby.
Gary, what if we save this for episode 500? What if episode 500 was other?
I think that is a funny idea.
These two shitty items.
The dice shard's good.
It's fine.
It's good. The Perthra rune can't be good and this be bad.
I know. I'm just tired.
Don't take it out on the dice shard. Dice shard. It's a piece of a d6, and it gives you the d6 and d20 effect once as a consumable.
Yeah. Can I say a positive thing about it?
Please.
Its name kind of sounds like Dice Darg from from Final Fantasy Tactics.
It does kind of sound like Dice Darg. It's a good. I would not have expected that to be the positive thing, but yeah. And then finally,
and Algae sounds like Algus.
Are we constructing the rune, the Final Fantasy Tactics Runeverse?
Yeah.
Extended Runeverse? Yeah.
The FFTERV?
I just, in my head, the opening Final Fantasy Tactics music just started.
It's so
good. It's super good.
Or the ding dong ding.
Oh, God, is it good. I'm playing Final Fantasy V for WoF. And like, I do like that game. I like the systems in it.
Yeah.
It's a way worse job system than Final Fantasy Tactics.
I don't
like.
disagree.
It just requires more work to get cool shit, and you have less control over it once you get it.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff you can do with the freelancer class at the end, but it takes an enormous amount of grinding to do.
Yeah.
That is a great opening track though too.
Yeah. Even though the later tracks in that game are not great, I think the battle theme in Final Fantasy V, I think, is arguably the worst Final Fantasy battle theme. Dun 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 dun. Like it's
very
just really weird.
It does have Battle on the Big Bridge though, which is
is great.
Yeah, top 5 all-time Yumatsu tracks.
It's the only one they bring forward, like on the compilations and stuff, or you're like playing like Dissidia or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like Battle on the Big Bridge is the only Final Fantasy V track anyone remembers. Like it's very weird. The rest of it, I'm very surprised by how shitty the music is.
Yeah,
in that game.
Again, given that it came between 4 and 6. Which are two of the best soundtracks of the entire game.
How is the story and music and general aesthetics of this game so bland when it came after 4 and 6, which were both much more exciting visually and aurally? You know, it's just weird.
Yeah, plus guy's name is Butts.
And his name is Butts. In the Game Boy Advance version, they named him Bartz. So he'll always be Bartz to me. Finally, we've saved the best for last here. Yeah. Emergency contact.
Yeah.
If you don't remember what this does, I don't blame you. Because I maybe have used this once.
Yeah. So this is help from above.
Mm-hmm.
When used, 2 of Mom's hands come down and grab random enemies.
Yep. Take them off the board.
Yeah. It's incredibly underwhelming. It does give us Isaac's phone number, which is 19-Google.
Yep. And it says mom in big letters.
Yeah.
So this is if Isaac gets lost, he can call his mom.
But his mom's some sort of womb monster.
Yeah. It kind of fucks up the fiction. This whole thing blows up all the lore.
Yeah, this is the episode that destroys the lore of this show.
The lore, also something we could have done for episode 300. But we're saving that. Along with curses.
To be clear, not saving it for Duckfeed. Or DuckCon.
No. DuckCon, we got something very special. Pronounced. Or saved for it.
Gary, we did it. We got through some of these.
300 episode of the show.
Yeah.
What if this was the finale? How disappointing.
No more disappointing than most of the rest of the show.
At least this week.
Yeah.
Like I would feel super like if we go out, let's go out on Horny Bane Joker. Let's go out at our height. And people are like, hey, where are the cards? You'll get your cards.
Unless
months.
We end the show.
Or die.
Yeah.
So this is
Gary, who do you replace me with if I die?
Ooh, good question. Boy. Probably... my instinct is to say Brayton, but I think Brayton doesn't know the game as well.
I think he would lose interest.
Yeah, I think he'd lose interest. Maybe Nick.
Okay.
Very different show, though.
Quite.
at that point. Like, I love Nick.
Nick's nice,
but Nick's nice, and he's like on topic.
Yeah.
Like Nick, Nick is smart.
Savage.
Yeah, maybe Nick.
Whereas for me, I assume I would be cut loose from the network without you.
You think that Cole wouldn't hire you on?
Just cut bait.
I've thought a lot about what I would do if Cole died.
Okay.
Because right now the network is like it's both of us, and all the shows that make us money are the two of us. And like if I just like brought on someone else, I wonder how that would work. It'd be difficult. And also, is it disrespectful? Would I is there a period where I have to wear all black, or like I don't know?
Yeah, I mean, they pulled it off with Ebert and Siskel and all that stuff.
Yeah, I could get myself a roper.
Yeah,
get
yourself a roper.
Go to that sidekick or that co-host bank.
Yeah,
call back.
Actually, Gary, I would probably get Andy Richter.
Andy Richter would be great.
He'd love this show.
He'd really like it. Yeah. Who would if, let's say Cole did hire you on, who would you replace, and how are they better than me?
Oh, see, I never bothered coming up with a real answer. I was going to say Markiplier.
Oh.
Seems nice, and my whole thing is leeching onto more successful
just get those
internet organizations. So,
I mean, he seems nice. I just feel like the crew with which like he runs and that kind of medium and stuff, like there's only a very small amount of time before he uses a gamer word in a heated gaming moment.
Yeah, I know.
But
I don't know, maybe Greer.
Greer would be fun.
I think mostly because it would be interesting because we've never met.
Yeah.
And
you guys are both very funny, but in one of my things, and you know this about Jeremy, one of my favorite things about Jeremy is like, he just doesn't put up with horse shit. Like,
oh no!
So like, there's like a really, like every once in a while, like on the show, like we, on Days of Future Cast, we both goof around and stuff, and it's real fun. But he, will no-sale me more than you will about stuff. Like they'll just be like, I don't know, or just kind of move sudden fast. And I have this very like regular, like just kind of move on feeling that happens sometimes. And it's not bad. It's a good thing, but he's like that in most of his life too. So he, like on Twitter and stuff, like he just, he doesn't put up with stuff. So be a unique challenge. What if there are two Jeremys?
And they just host the show together?
Yeah.
That'd be good. So when we murder suicide.
Yeah, when
Gary,
the two of us,
which way you think that goes?
Murder suicide. I think that we'd have to be really egalitarian about it, or we wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Like I think we'd have to be like it'd be like a dumbass anime where we both like we're holding guns to each other's head.
Oh my
or like
God.
when
Code
Neo
Geass,
and
probably.
Agent Smith punch each other in the face at the same time. Some kind of Dragon Ball shit.
Yeah, all I want is to get us both in a Code Geass situation, Gary.
Yeah, we can Code Geass each other. What's good for the Code Geass is good for the Code Gander.
That's a good joke to go out on. I like that.
Thank you. Well, if people like the show, stick around for another 300 episodes, and we'll do our best not to die.
God, you just made me tired.
I don't know. We'll do our best. We will put in a modicum of effort not to die.
Yeah, I'm not going to change like my eating habits.
No, we'll go up to, but not including that. And we'll see you again. Thanks everybody for listening for this long.
Yeah, see you, Space Cowboys.
That was nice of you, Space Cowboys.
That's how that's the new sign off for the next 300.
See you, Space Cowboys.
See you, Space Cowboys.